Hi, everybody. This is another episode of Thuy and Edith Argue. I'm not Thuy,
I'm not Edith.
but we are
Thuy and
we
Edith. Thuy and Edith argue. That's tea time for short, by the way.
Tea, a little bit of tea.
Thanks for joining us today.
I said that. So what have you been up to and why are you giggling so much? You got the chuckles?
I do, because you look ridiculous.
Why? Why would you say that to somebody? You don't know my emotional state right now. I could go home and do things to myself because you said I look ridiculous.
I don't say that to people. I only say it to you.
Why would I look ridiculous? Because my hair's green? Yes? Is that why?
Yeah, like you didn't wash it.
I just had it styled.
It's moldy.
What do you mean it's moldy? It's just
green.
green. And if you haven't guessed by now, we're going to be talking about Saint Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Happy Saint Paddy's Day.
Because by the time this airs, it'll be St. Patrick's Day.
I don't think you needed to say that because they're just going to see the
They can
air.
edit this.
Oh, good job, Thuy.
It's what technology is about.
So, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Edith, are you part Irish?
I am part Irish.
Why are you so decked out in green?
Because it's St. Patrick's Day, and that's what people do on St. Paddy's Day, right? They get dressed up in green, go out to a bar, drink green beer, eat green food, throw up at the end of the night, and talk about it the next day.
Green throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Because
everything's green.
Because they ate green food.
And they drank green beer.
Wow.
That's what they do. I don't know why, because that's not what it's all about.
It's not.
It is not.
It started as a religious holiday.
It still is a religious holiday for the Irish.
For the Catholics.
For the Irish Catholics. Is it just Catholics? Because I believe St. Patrick brought Christianity.
Brought what?
Christianity.
Yeah, but you said it all weird.
I did not. I
think
said it just like a British person would say it.
Oh.
Christianity.
Oh, okay.
To Ireland. Right?
Yeah, it's not just for Irish Catholics. It's for all Catholics.
Does it just have to be a Catholic? It can't be just a Christian?
Well, I think that it's more so with Catholics, probably.
Okay, so it was a celebration of feast, right? Another feast holiday, a holiday involving food.
Yeah, a lot of feasts involve food because that's what brings people together. Is you get together and you have a meal. But
baking bread.
with a lot of saints in the Catholic Church, whenever they, I guess, like when they've died, either they were martyred or just they died, that becomes their feast day.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. I don't know why it's not like, say, their birthday or whatever, but it's when they died. Maybe because some of them were martyred, so maybe that's why it was celebrated. Okay. But the Feast of St. Patrick is March 17th every single year because that's the day that he died.
That's the day my niece was born.
Oh.
Amazing.
So you have another reason to celebrate on that day.
Yes.
Now, what about the color green? Why is that even associated with St. Patrick's Day?
Ireland, the clover, four-leaf clover, is green, right?
Yes, it is. A four-leaf clover is green, but St. Patrick is known for just the shamrock, which isn't necessarily 4 leaves, but
it's green.
3.
But it's green.
It is.
Yes.
But supposedly it wasn't necessarily St. Patrick that attributed that color to the day or was associated. He actually wore blue robes.
He did?
Yeah, he wore what's called a heraldic, if that's a heraldic. I don't know how to like the adjective.
Stick?
No. But it was
Not
a shade
heraldic.
It was a shade of blue that
So they must have been wearing yellow glasses, right?
No.
Looking at his blue robe
Yes,
through
they had
yellow
jaundice.
glasses.
Yes.
Yeah, many of them did, so it could have looked green.
The reason why green is associated with St. Patrick and the holiday in general and the country is for Ireland's rolling green hills and hillsides.
Oh, well,
Yes.
thanks for that.
You knew that.
Our viewers may not have known that, though, so that is a very good fact that you just told them, Thuy.
Everything I say
We
is very
thank you.
good.
So, do we know that St. Patrick was kidnapped at 16 years old?
I did read something like
Yeah?
that. Yeah. Do you know
So-
his story?
Not his full story, but I do know that he was kidnapped as a young boy and taken as a slave to a priest in Ireland, right?
Right.
Where he later escaped and then found Christianity and went back to Ireland and to spread the word.
Yeah.
And that's how he became St. Patrick.
Yes. When he escaped from that island, he was told by God that there would be a boat and he made his escape. But during his years as a slave, that was when, as you said, he found God and he later became a priest. And as a priest, he felt his calling was to return to Ireland. Could you imagine that? Return to the place where you were enslaved and maybe you felt bitter about, but now you have a different purpose. Now you're going to go back willfully to the place that you were enslaved.
Right,
But for a good reason, to spread Christianity.
right.
And that's why
To spread the word.
the Irish
For
herald him
religion.
as their patron saint.
Yes.
He is the patron saint of the whole country.
Yes. And do you know he wasn't canonized?
Right. Because his death was before, I guess that even was a thing.
Yep.
But they haven't retrospectively canonized him. So I don't know what the process for that would be.
I don't either.
But that, you know what? We should start a petition on that and maybe get the Irish on it to canonize him.
Yeah. If that's what floats your boat, if you want to spend your time doing that, starting petition, getting it going.
Getting off the subject a little bit, because we said that the patron saint of Ireland is Saint Patrick. Do you know the patron saint of the U.S. and or the patron saint of England?
The patron saint, is it the same one? They have both the same patron saint?
They're different.
No.
I'm quizzing you. Oh, come on.
Okay, the
England.
patron saint of
England
is...
Maybe you might have heard something in your history class if you were paying
I
attention.
never paid attention in history.
Why not?
I don't know. We're kind of boring for me. We're always about the roses. War of this rose, a white rose here. Ugh.
So
Me-
who was an important
I-
figure?
Who is an important figure?
Yeah.
Patron saint of Thatcher.
Who's what?
Margaret Thatcher. She was important back in the day.
Oh, okay.
The Iron Lady. But she's not the patron saint.
No.
So tell us who is Thuy.
The patron saint of England is actually St. George.
I knew that.
He's also the patron saint of other countries as well, such as Georgia, Portugal, Germany, and Greece. But he also is the patron saint of England.
Uh-huh.
And I guess he's often depicted as a knight slaying a dragon.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that's the reason why
Is
a
there
lot
a
of the
white
kings,
cross?
a lot of the kings were named after George, including George Washington. Is that like a very regal name, George?
It's a saint's name.
Yeah.
It's the name of a saint. Saint George.
Because he's often depicted slaying dragons, he's a symbol of bravery.
So would he be like the patron saint of China? There's a lot of dragons there, right?
I don't think he's a patron saint of China.
Okay.
No. And to be honest, I don't know who the patron saint, if they do have one, of China would be, because it might just be in countries that are mostly Christian where they do that. I don't know. That was a good question.
Thanks.
We'll have
Thanks,
to
Thuy.
we'll have to ask our viewers.
If they know the answer to that question.
Edith
that I
wants
just
to know
posed.
the patron saint of China.
If there is one.
Yes. The patron saint of the U.S., going off topic real quick,
Again.
is actually Mary. Mary, who is the mother of God. But it's specifically Mary, the Immaculate Conception.
patron saint Mary Immaculate Conception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of the U.S. A whole bunch of bishops got together in the U.S. a while ago, and they decided that she would be named the country's patroness.
How do you get to decide?
I guess they got together and had a meeting.
Just like that.
How did the Irish
one Thursday?
How did the Irish decide that it was going to be Saint Patrick and not another saint?
I don't know. You're the one with all the answers to the facts.
Oh, so you admit it.
I didn't admit
Thuy
it.
has all the answers.
I was saying it sarcastically.
Anyways, with Saint Patrick, do you know what country actually had the first Saint Patrick's Day parade?
It was, let me see.
What country had the first St. Patrick's Day parade?
I think it was America.
Are you guessing?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, they like to do things first all the time. So I believe it was America in St. Augustine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not have gotten that correct if it was a multiple choice.
Well, they had an Irish priest, an Irish vicar up there.
Right.
Which he did the first one.
In 1601, by the way.
1601.
Yes.
The very first parade.
Way before, by the way, the first parade for St. Patrick in Ireland, hundreds of years, like 400 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look it up. The first parade in Ireland was held in a city called Waterford in 1903.
1903. 300 years later.
300 years later, yeah. That's amazing.
Well, they were all about getting up in the morning, going to church, and then breaking the Lent, because Catholics, it's in the middle of Lent, right?
I know, always.
And they eat cabbage and corned beef. So they break Lent because Lent, you're not supposed to eat meat, right?
Okay.
Or is that just Fridays?
Just on Fridays and Ash Wednesday. So sometimes, depending on the year, St. Patrick's Day happens to fall on a Friday where you're supposed to abstain from eating meat. It's just an observance. It's a tradition that Catholics do. And for some reason, it is lifted when St. Patrick's Day falls on a Friday. And I think that's a little bit cheating. That's a bit too lenient for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's just eat it the day before, eat it after. Like, I'll save my meal. I've done that before.
What? You save your meal?
Yeah, like I'll actually get a plate,
beef and cabbage if it's on a Friday.
and potatoes or whatever, and I'll order it and I'll save it to go. I'll put it in my fridge and I'll warm it up the next day. It's still good.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Here's the difficult thing.
Fan.
That's the thing that gets me is also what's lifted is if you gave up alcohol or anything like that, any kind of adult drinks,
beverages
during Lent, then it's also
you can lift it that one day.
It's lifted on all Sundays. I consider that like cheating, and it's lifted on St. Patrick's Day.
Every Sunday
during Lent.
Why?
I don't know. It's too easy. It's too,
Lent is Lent.
Yeah.
And nothing should be lifted. You go through Lent for the 40 days.
Yeah.
You do that.
It's actually more than 40. Sometimes it's like 46 days.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get your extra 6 days in there, right, Thuy?
I'm just telling you, it literally is. People think, 40 days, you don't get to drink, Thuy. Well, it's actually more than 40 days, but who's counting?
You are.
Yeah. When this episode airs, it's 33 more days till I can have a drink. Yes, I counted. So every single year I give up alcoholic beverages. You're supposed to give up something you like. You're supposed to give up something you enjoy, because otherwise it wouldn't be considered a sacrifice.
Right.
Because if I gave up something like sweets
Exercise.
or chocolates.
Now, that would be my Lent give up. I would give up candy, chocolate.
Yeah, it's got to be something you like, because then it's hard. Then it's a challenge.
Yeah, do it.
So I give that up, and supposedly I'm allowed to drink during Sundays and St. Patrick's Day, but I don't do that. You know me.
Yeah, right.
I go for it. No,
Course
I'm
you
committed.
don't.
I still do my 100 push-ups every single day because I committed to it.
Yeah, right, Thuy.
I do. As if you can't tell. But anyways, though, the corned beef and cabbage is actually not traditionally an Irish thing for St. Patrick's Day.
No?
Yeah, that's actually for the Irish Americans in America. When they came over and they were immigrants, poor immigrants, mind you, they were not able to afford what they traditionally ate back in Ireland, which was salted pork. That was the tradition. And the closest thing they could find was bacon. And bacon was really expensive if you're an immigrant. So they found that beef was cheaper, more economical. So hence the beginning of corned beef and cabbage. Yeah. Did you eat salted pork when you were over in England?
No.
Oh, okay.
No pork in the Samuels household.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Well, that was interesting to me because I thought that was what all Irish people ate on St. Patrick's Day. Why that? Why that specific meal? I don't know. But then again, why turkey on Thanksgiving? Maybe it was just readily available.
Possibly.
But
that
pork
is probably what it is.
Pork was the meat of choice for St. Patrick's Day back in Ireland.
It's what you have on hand.
Yes. Just like rice for Asians. Rice for every celebration. Now, do you know why people wear green on St. Patrick's Day? I know that it's associated with Ireland, but why are you wearing green? The colors of the flag also have white and orange. So why green?
Well, sometimes you'll see people with orange hair.
Because they're Irish.
No, on St. Patrick's Day, like orange wigs. Like bright red wigs.
Oh, yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, because the leprechaun looks like he has orange hair, right?
Correct. So they're trying to emulate being a leprechaun.
Yeah, but why? What's the leprechaun got to do with St. Patrick? Was he short?
Nothing. It doesn't. Leprechauns have to do with Irish folklore, but not necessarily St. Patrick. So I don't know how the two merge together. Maybe it's something like Jesus and the Easter Bunny. Like Jesus had nothing to do with bunny rabbits.
Well, I'm thinking, the Irish and their culture, because it's been brought over by other people that are not Irish, they just throw it all together. Like, this is obviously happen.
It's something
people
Irish.
Look like this. They walk around looking like this and drinking beer. And
like that?
Yes.
They look like you.
Yes. But they speak a little different.
Yes. Well, I read that the reason why you wear green on St. Patrick's Day is because leprechauns, again, I don't know the association with leprechauns and St. Patrick, but leprechauns supposedly cannot see the color green. So if you're wearing green, they can't see you. Now, if they can see you, they're very mischievous. And so supposedly they'll come up and pinch you because they can see you and run away quickly. And that's why that tradition of if you're not wearing green, someone pinches you.
Aha.
So I also read additionally, what if you're wearing green, but someone doesn't see it and they pinch you? Well, the thing is, you can show them where you're wearing the green. Like maybe you're wearing like a green undershirt or you're wearing green socks and people don't see you. Once you show that you are indeed wearing green, you can pinch them back.
Just a pinch?
In Edith's case, you'd probably slap them. Like, why did you pinch me? But you would pinch them back. And so I guess the tradition started where in order to not be pinched at all and avoid all of that altogether,
show you green.
Wear it from head to toe. And that way leprechauns can't see you. It's almost like a cloak of invisibility.
So why would the leprechaun wear green? Because we always see leprechauns in green. Why are they wearing green?
Maybe so that they're invisible to other leprechauns. I don't know. And who did these eye tests on them to know that they are colorblind to the color green? I don't know.
Well,
who knows?
There's another fact.
Yeah. That's a cool little tidbit. I didn't know that that's the reason why you pinch people.
Oh, yeah. Where's your green?
Oh.
So I see you University of South Carolina.
South Carolina. Edith can't read.
There's an L, and there's an R, and there's an A.
University of South Florida.
Yeah.
This is the only green I have. I desperately was looking for a green shirt, and that's why I'm not wearing a Spartan shirt today. And I don't
You
have
don't
anything.
have a green Spartan shirt?
I don't have anything in my wardrobe that's green.
Not one green Spartan shirt.
No.
That's a shame.
I don't wear green. I'm looking. I don't have anything orange.
I've got a lot of green in my wardrobe.
You like green?
Yes, Eagles green.
Oh, right.
Lots of green.
Call back.
Yeah.
So the only thing green I have is because I attended the University of South Florida, and their colors are green and gold, and that's the only reason why I have
A
some green.
shirt.
Yeah,
One green shirt.
exactly. So that's why I'm wearing it today for our lovely episode. And Edith is all decked out in green
Yep.
and shamrocks.
And shamrock.
And the reason why Saint Patrick is associated with a shamrock, or even he's often depicted as holding a shamrock in one hand, is because he used the shamrock to explain the Trinity to pagans in Ireland.
He used the leaves.
Because
the shamrock. He used 3 of the leaves.
Right.
Of the shamrock.
To symbolize the Trinity in Catholic teachings is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, but they're all the same being or the same person, but yet they have like 3 separate sort of like entities. So he kind of used that with the leaves, and that's why he's affiliated with the shamrock.
It's good to know.
Just in case people out there didn't know.
Yeah.
Why? And I guess shamrocks are plentiful in Ireland.
On the rolling green hills.
Yes. I saw that the Guinness Book of World Records, I don't know how this is possible, and maybe they'll show like a picture of it here, but the highest number of leaves ever recorded on a single clover stem is what?
19.
It's actually higher.
Is it?
56.
What?
56 clover leaves on a clover stem, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, you don't want to find 56. You don't want to find 19. You just want to find 3.
Have you ever been to St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City?
Yes.
You have? You went inside too?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice cathedral. There's not a lot of land around it because it's the big city. So there's really nowhere, like people just cram in, they look at it, and then they kind of cram
right
out, except on days that there's like mass, and obviously people just can't go in and out freely. But it's a beautiful cathedral if you've never visited, and even if people aren't Catholic, they like to just go in. It's almost like a tourist spot.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think visit St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City every single year?
Millions.
Now, if you had to guess,
I would say 898,947.
so that's not quite a million.
It's not quite, but it's near enough.
5 million, Edith.
5 million?
Yes.
I was going to say times 4.
Wow.
That's a lot of folks.
Yeah. That
passing
visit.
through.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what Eringo Bra means?
Eringo Bra?
Yeah, Eringo Bra. You hear that term a lot.
Who does? I've never heard it before, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
When it's like St. Patrick's Day, or just when the Irish are I don't know, they're cheering and stuff, they say Eringo Bra, or you see those movies and shows.
Again, no. You can't say I've ever heard that before.
Wow. Really?
Yes, really.
Okay. I'm sure some of the viewers out there, they've heard of that Eringo Bra.
Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Maybe they're just like me and they're thinking, what is she talking about right now? I wish she would explain.
It's a pretty common saying that people will kind of shout out, like when you say
Hurrah!
Viva la France, or
Okay.
stuff like that. So Eringo Bra means Ireland forever.
Island forever.
Ireland forever.
Ireland. Ireland. Ireland.
Did you know that St. Patrick's name was actually not Patrick when you were reading about his story and being enslaved and whatnot? his name was actually not Patrick. He took on the name Patrick when he became a priest. It was like Patreg. It was like the Gaelic form of it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, so my apologies. But our form of it is to call it Patrick.
Okay.
Yes, but his name, and I'm not gonna know how to say it, but it was Maewyn Succat.
Maewyn.
Maewyn
Succat.
And then he took on the name Patreg or Patrick
Because it sounded better.
when he became a priest. And that's common when nuns become a nun or when a priest becomes a priest. Even if they keep their name, they take on another saint name or a name of like Mary to help them, I guess, with their new identity now.
So lots of nuns are called Mary.
Or I mean, even priests will take female names. Like it might be like Father Joseph Mary, for example. And nuns might take on, like, if her name is like, I don't know, like
Sheila.
Bridget. Well, she might take on a male name. She might be like Sister Bridget James. Honestly, yeah, it's just like some saint or some person like Mary who has inspired them or helped them along that particular
path,
discerning of their life. So they want to honor them by adding it to their name because they are now like a new person or a new identity. So he took Patrick, which, by the way, this leads me to include that if you say Saint Paddy's Day or Happy Saint Paddy's Day and you spell it Patty, that's actually the girl version, Patty, for Patricia. But if you spelled it St. Paddy's Day, that is actually the correct version for a male or a boy. It's Paddy, St. Paddy's Day. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't know you could spell it with T's. I would have spelled it with a D.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. I would have.
Like a patty cake?
Paddy. No, not patty. Paddy. St. Paddy with a D.
I've seen it spelt with TTs. So like St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
But now I know. Now you know.
Now everybody knows.
It's just cool. It's just things like that are cool.
Things like that are cool. So, do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
I celebrate it to the extent of getting corned beef and cabbage and
saving it for the next day.
Yeah.
And just watching everybody else fall down drunk.
That too. I have gone out to like pubs and stuff.
It's always in the middle of Lent though, so you'll probably never be able to drink on St. Paddy's Day.
There was Lenten seasons in the past where I didn't give up drinking. I forget what I gave up, but I did go out and do the whole celebrating that way. But I don't know why people have taken advantage of the fact that it's St. Patrick's Day and then they lose the meaning and they just get obliterated. Like, it's not.
I bet not one of those folks get up in the morning and go to church first.
Right.
I bet they don't do that.
Right. It's not like, oh yeah, let's honor St. Patrick who helped spread Christianity to Ireland and drove out snakes by having a pint. Let's celebrate him by having 4 pints.
What's this about the snakes? He drove out snakes.
Supposedly there's folklore that he drove out all the snakes in Ireland, that he was bitten as a little boy and he drove them out. But then historians say that Ireland doesn't actually have snakes to begin with. But then I say, maybe that's the reason why, because he drove them out.
Are you telling me there's no snakes in Ireland?
Supposedly, yeah. Which is great because that makes Daniel want to move there. He doesn't like snakes. He's like Indiana Jones. Snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? But that's a kind of cool legend attributed to him. Like a Paul Bunyan.
Yeah. Paul Bunyan.
But I don't know why people celebrate either with like parades and pub crawls and such. How do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Go to work. I go to work and then I go home, passing all the drunkards on my way. Passing all the drunks on my way.
I can't make eye contact with her right now to see
if I'm lying or not.
She's lying. You're lying. You know,
I've celebrated once or twice We'll go out, listen to some music. I always want to hear bagpipes on St. Paddy's Day. I want to
Really?
go somewhere where they're playing bagpipes. Yeah.
I got to see when I was researching all this that there's a lot of Irish immigrants that moved over into Scotland because Scotland is huge with celebrating St. Patrick's Day. But it's because the Irish
The next door neighbours
kind of invaded, and then like went in there and then
took over and said, "This is what we do on the 17th of March.
Right.
Join us."
And so they do it too. So it's associated a lot with Scottish people of celebrating. There's a huge Irish population, as you might know, in Boston. So Boston is huge with St. Patrick's Day. And there's parades, there's pub crawls and other festivals, events, there's music and food, of course, everywhere.
Lots of food.
Yeah. But again, I didn't necessarily do those pub crawls, but I'll celebrate by doing other things.
And, you know, in England, I don't recall celebrating St. Patrick's Day that much at all. Like, it wasn't, getting dressed
really?
up and going around in green stuff. Yeah, I don't remember that growing up.
But meanwhile, you do that crap for, like, Halloween.
It's since I came to America.
And New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And you do all that stuff for that.
Yes, but not St. Patrick's Day. Not that I recall. I can tell you that.
That's a good catch-22 there.
Recall.
Yeah. Did you know that the Chicago River, have you ever been there on St. Patrick's Day?
I've never been there, but I know that the diet. Yeah.
Isn't that a weird
That's
tradition?
Crazy.
A whole river.
For one day.
Right. To celebrate it. I don't know how big the population of Irish people are in Chicago, but I don't know. It caught on. I guess maybe if there's a festival revolving around that, because I'm like, how is that, like for money and to bring people in and whatnot? I'm like, so I guess they probably make into like a huge event and there's probably vendors and parades and stuff like that. But the reason why not the reason why, but they discovered that there was this specific dye that plumbers would use to detect leaks. And that originally was the dye that they used to dye the river. But then people were, after a while, like, wait, is that even like healthy for the river? Is that good? Can we like swim in the river afterwards? So they started using like a more environment friendly powder, but they still dye the river nonetheless. And I guess it takes 40 pounds of that powder to dye the whole entire river. And then you think to yourself, well, how long does it take to
get out of there for it to disappear?
It's actually faster than I thought. They said that within 24 to 48 hours, it's already back to its original color. And it's a really cool process to see. You can see videos of it on the internet, but there's a boat that goes along, like a little John boat, like a little raft thing, and it just sprays out all the stuff. And people actually come out to watch that.
Right.
Why? I don't know, but they actually come out to watch the river being dyed. So the boat's like drifting down, and they're spraying all that stuff into it. Yeah.
So like in front it's one color and then behind it's slowly turning green.
Yeah. Magic.
It is magic.
48
like
hours.
a leprechaun.
Yeah. Yes. What's a leprechaun's favorite cereal?
Something that's green, no doubt, right?
Oh, Lucky Charms.
Oh. That's a little weak.
Yeah, I know. But I thought that you would come up with it on your own. No. Apparently not.
No.
Apparently not.
And I've heard that before, right? And I still couldn't give you the answer.
Oh.
Maybe I'm just slow today.
You're slow every day.
Shh.
So,
Shh.
as I guess a tourism effort a few years back, decades ago, on Ireland's part to get people to, I don't know, like Ireland awareness. People know that Ireland exists.
Yeah.
But
they might not know the cultures of it, really. I mean, does anybody, unless you really delve into it,
I
know
guess
people's cultures and stuff,
So I guess on whatever like the bureau was for the tourism for Ireland back in maybe like 2000s or 2010, they started doing this thing where they asked different global landmarks to be lit up in green on St. Patrick's Day. And it's kind of like a cool sight to see. You know, it's fun.
The Eiffel
But
Tower.
I was wondering if you could name
Sydney Harbour.
some of the things that they
Oh,
light up in
okay.
green.
So was the Eiffel Tower one?
Yeah.
Sydney Harbour
Sydney Harbor.
in Australia.
You mean the Opera House?
Is it the Opera House?
Yeah. The Opera
big-
House. Uh-huh.
That thing?
Yes.
The
Yes.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? I don't
Yeah.
know what Sydney
Yeah.
Harbor. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. San Francisco Bridge.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if that is or not.
Eiffel. Oh, I said that. Statue of Liberty.
I don't know if that is or not, but something else in New York is lit up for sure.
Ground Zero.
The Empire State Building.
Okay.
I tried to find a few that were like a variety all across the world. So the Colosseum is one. I think that was cool,
Colosseum,
which
okay.
is in Rome, Italy.
Mhm.
The London Eye.
Okay.
Haven't you ever seen the London Eye on
Been
St.
on the
Patrick's
London
Day?
Eye. No.
Okay.
No.
Apparently they light it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
You thought of the Sydney Opera House. Apparently Niagara Falls is lit up
Really?
green for
That's
St.
kinda
Patrick's
cool.
Day. And another one which is interesting to me is Christ the Redeemer is lit up on
Christ the Redeemer
in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro.
statue.
Yes. I thought that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a few more too.
I
So,
pay homage to Saint Patrick.
well, it's like a to increase tourism to Ireland, like that type of thing. So I thought that was cool. It's not necessarily for St. Patrick, sadly,
It's not for Saint Patrick.
but they light it up on St.
Sa-
Patrick's Day,
So it's for Saint Patrick.
I guess.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So what's do you eat corned beef cabbage? Do you like that?
No.
Why? That's
Um,
not pork.
Yeah, I know, but
It's pretty tasty.
I've heard it is. I mean, I like cabbage. I'm just not keen on corned beef.
What do you eat on St. Patrick's Day? Guinness stew?
I just eat regular food, you know, just like I do every other day. Don't have to be Irish food, does it?
Well, that would be, I don't know. You think that would be
If
like
I were-
traditional?
I mean, if I go out to these places that are putting on bands and stuff and they've got the food, little food vendors, I might go up and try something like a dumpling or something.
Dumpling?
But I'm not eating cabbage and corned beef.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it's very tasty.
is
I
tasty.
might have even tasted it at one time or other, but
Especially if it's made well. It's like really tender, the corned beef.
right.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm part Irish on St. Patrick's Day. In
Yeah?
that, yeah, I drink like an Irish person. You know that.
Used to. Not anymore because it's through Lent.
Well,
so.
not used to, like a week ago.
Yes.
Like you say used to.
Oh, you mean every other time of the year?
Yeah.
You drink like an Irish person. Yes, you do. Yes.
Oh, you can attest to that.
Yes, I can.
Now,
But you're not small like a leprechaun.
I'm small.
You are, but you also are not.
You know what? I could eat just like turkey. I eat it like year round. I love turkey, not just
I know you
Thanksgiving.
do.
Yeah, weird,
All
right?
the time you eat turkey. Like we'll go to Dutchman and you'll get turkey.
I love it. It's a good.
Thanksgiving roast with
it's a
cranberry sauce and stuffing, and it's Wednesday in April.
It's a good lean meat. But also, like with corned beef, I'll eat that year round too. I
Yeah.
love it. It's delicious.
Do you buy it at home and make it?
Not as often as buying it out.
Someone else has made it.
Yeah. Like a turkey, you know how like I can and I have made turkey at home, but like just to like roast a whole entire turkey, like I don't do that often. So it's easier just to go out and like order it
Yeah.
as an entree somewhere.
Lazy.
But another thing I'll eat is Guinness stew. I'll eat that year round.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. I don't care if it's hot out. I like eating soups year round. And Guinness stew, do you eat that?
I
That's
know.
delicious.
I don't like Guinness.
Do you eat Irish stew then?
I eat some stews. Yeah, I've eaten an Irish stew before. I mean, It's a stew.
Yeah, it's a
I
stew.
mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of stews either. I mean,
Really?
I'll eat one. I'll eat a good hearty stew that I've made and I know what's in it at home once a year or something when it starts getting cold.
Okay.
You know, I might make a big stew in a crock pot
Right.
and say, hey, Tony, there's your dinner for the rest of the week.
No kidding. I know, because when you make a stew, it's just everything.
Uh-huh.
I looked up the difference between Irish stew and Guinness stew just to see specifically. It's just Irish stew with the addition of Guinness.
Yeah. Yep.
For the maltiness. I'm like, oh, okay.
They put a lot of Guinness in everything. They put them in the pies, like they'll make a steak and ale pie and
Right.
with Guinness.
Right.
It's
Drunkards.
That should be their patron saint.
St. Guinness.
Yeah.
Do you know how many pints of Guinness that people consume on St. Patrick's Day
500,000
worldwide?
Oh.
Worldwide Guinness.
5 million visitors to the church.
Well, this is
Let's
Guinness.
see. Worldwide.
Yes. How many pints of Guinness worldwide on only St. Patrick's Day?
15 mil.
50?
15.
13.
13 million.
13 million pints
That's
on
a lot
one
of
day.
pints.
Edith could maybe do close to that by herself.
Not Guinness, though. I could drink a pint of Cavassier. 13 pints of Cavassier in one day. 13 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of alcohol.
That is.
That's a lot of brown alcohol.
Breweries in Ireland have to plan months ahead just to prepare for one day, which is March 17th. They have to,
For
for the consumption of one day to keep up.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I can't even imagine, like, obviously Ireland, but like worldwide. That's
So they've been preparing since November, like, right?
probably,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Storing up.
St. Patrick's Day's coming. Let's put these aside. Let's save this.
This reserve here is just for Thuy and Edith alone.
On St. Paddy's Day.
1 million pints. The rest is for the rest of the world. Yeah.
Are you a Guinness drinker?
I like it, but it is filling, like you said. It's super filling. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah. I can only do one. I won't drink it. It's too dark. I don't like the flavor.
You don't like
I
dark
don't like
things?
the taste. I don't like dark things. No. She's so racist.
Well, I wonder what our viewers have to say about St. Patrick's Day and what kind of trivia tidbits they have for us that we've mentioned. Or maybe they can even like correct us if we said something, if we misspoke.
Yeah, Thuy usually does misspeak, so there might be a lot of comments underneath for you.
Inconsistencies.
This is for Miss Thuy. She said, and in actual fact, it goes like this.
The Chiefs won 3 years in a row for the Super Bowl.
They did not.
I'm just stating.
And they never will.
I'm just stating. Wow.
The first team to do it, they're going to be wearing green. That's all I know.
But we wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Try new things. Bit of corned beef and cabbage, in my case. In your case, it could be green beer.
Or if you've never tried a Guinness before, try a Guinness.
It could be a Guinness.
Edith.
You could find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, mccurdy'scomedy.com, YouTube, pretty much anywhere where you get your podcasts from, where you get your listening podcasts from. Anywhere where you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Thank you.
See you next time. Like you couldn't find your words. Thank you. What the hell? Oh my goodness.
Listen listening today. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.